With most of the village now completed, there's just one more empty plot of land at the center of the village waiting to be filled in. Being at the center, I wanted to add an important building here, serving as the heart of the community. The build being placed is an alchemist shop selling potions to the villagers. You might be wondering why it is considered to be an important building. To understand that, I'll need to explain the religion system for the storyline I have created. Basically, religion in Scarillus is based on magic. There are multiple branches of magic for different elements and forces. In Season 3, we learnt about growth magic, which is one of these branches. For each of these branches, there is a god who controls the element or force within that branch. The nations of Scarillus worship these gods, with each nation leaning towards different gods and the branch of magic they reside within. This is just a brief overview. We will be going into more detail about this system in the story segment of this episode. The Alchemist shop doubles as a place of worship, where the Magus fulfills a role similar to a priest. He leads the community, holds prayer services, and creates potions using his magical abilities. The Guild of Magic assigns mages to each settlement, and the Archmage will be similar to an Archbishop. To represent the system in the architecture, I gave the Alchemist shop the church vibes, making it look grand and monumental for the village center, with the main shop space looking a bit like the nave of a church, where worshippers gather to pray and listen to the mage. I made the chimneys for the potion cookers at the back look similar to bell towers of a church. We also have some design cues from the crypt, as well as making the building half wood half stone to keep it in theme with the outpost. I tried to cram as much as possible into the interior for the mage to utilize, but have enough floor space available for the villagers. With the Alchemist shop completed, there is still a bit of space left in front of the building for a small market. But before I start placing all the little stalls and minifigures, I needed to complete the pathing linking everything together. We have some lanterns placed around the shop. I didn't want too many placed all over the place, since this is just a small village. We have a lady feeding the birds here, just to add some color to this empty section in front of the crypt. I decided to add a hitching post at the back here as well for travelers on horseback. As you can probably tell, this is the final update. Stay tuned for the upcoming finale, which will be an hour-long movie just like the previous season. Magus? I confess I am surprised by your summons. Joff said, I would not have taken you for one who keeps song and cheer close at hand. No, there is no need for the loot. I have been poring over the scriptures concerning the nature of the Ashlands, and it occurred to me that an account of your travels there might lend fresh insights into my studies. Magus Aberin replied, It seems my warnings are at last finding purchase with our stalwart commander. Captain Hewitt's repeated dismissals had nearly convinced me my efforts were a fool's errand. I see there is little use in feigning scholarly curiosity with you. Yes, we have reason to believe your accounts of the fiery realm may be true. Would you care to elaborate on what you have learned? I have ventured deep into that realm more than once over the years. Every road I followed led to the same place, a valley sealed by a towering wall of black stone. Before it lies camps filled with countless men and women. Great caged wagons come and go without cease, carrying the captives from one place to another. I shadowed some of these convoys and saw the truth of it. The prisoners are worked to death, set to raising walls and towers. They are fortifying the land itself, preparing their holds, I fear, for us. You said they exist beyond life. What did you mean by this? They are not as we are. To live is to eat, to drink, to sleep. They do none of these. I have seen them raise the dead, wrenching captives back into motion as mindless, obedient skeletons. One must stand outside life to violate death so utterly. More telling still, they do not endure the light of day. In the Ashlands, they go bare, unmasked and uncloaked. Yet, when they cross into our realm, they hide themselves. The firelight of the mountains does not trouble them, but daylight does. There is something in the light of day that flame alone does not carry. The light of day descends from the heavens, carrying within it the holy essence of Aetius, the Lord of Light, awakening life in all living things. It is why we labor beneath the light of day, and when night falls, we tire and surrender to sleep. My own discipline lies in holy magic. I know this truth through practice. When I craft my remedies, I bind that same essence within them, and thus they cure what no common art can heal. Fire magic, by contrast, bears no such essence. Though it grants illumination, it is steeped in the destructive nature of Hadar, the Lord of Flames. I suspect that these beings are afflicted by the holy essence carried in the light of day. It rings true to me, Magus. My own knowledge extends only to growth magic. The elves revere that school above all others, and during my travels through the Golden Glades, they delighted in explaining its workings to me. Many mistake growth magic for holy magic. Though they work in concert, they are distinct disciplines. As with mortals, so too must the gods cooperate to create. Holy essence awakens life, but it is through Istus, Lord of Temporality, that life is sustained. The elves possess elevated reserves of residual growth magic, granting them their long years. We humans are not so fortunate. Daylight carries holy essence in abundance, but growth essence is far rarer. Its acquisition requires the act of draining from an unfortunate victim. I see. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, Magus. If the light may stand with us, then there may yet be hope for the dark days ahead. One last matter. You spoke of every road leading to the Black Wall. That is not the language of chance wandering. It sounds as though you were searching for something within the Ashlands. What drew you there? Nothing of consequence, Magus. I have a talent for pathfinding. It is a pleasure of mine. I have traveled the world, after all. That I find difficult to accept. You are far too young to have seen all corners you claim. Joff smiled, already turning away. I walk swiftly, that is all. I have enjoyed our discourse. Perhaps we shall speak again. Farewell, Magus. Captain, I request permission to search the woods once more. Yesterday we had little time before nightfall, and our efforts were cut short. I assigned every one of those men to watch the fields, and now they are missing. I must find them. It is my responsibility, Sergeant Steven said. Their disappearance confirms that we face a genuine and ongoing threat. I need men here to defend this outpost. That is my highest priority. Still, I cannot, in good conscience, forbid you from going. There are no clear answers here. You may go if you must, but only with volunteers. This is a dangerous undertaking. I will issue no formal orders. My duty compels me to deny your request. Captain Hewitt replied. Understood, Captain. Thank you for setting aside your duty for my sake, the sergeant said as he turned to the guards. I need volunteers to search the woods with me. The lives of your fellow comrades are on the line. Who's with me? I. Sergeant Steven glanced at Lewis. Lewis looked away. All right, men, form up and let's move out. Steven, be careful out there. These are no ordinary thugs. Do not underestimate them, Captain Hewitt cautioned. I'd like to give a big shout out to our channel members supporting the creation of Scarellis, with a special thank you to our captains, Brendan Bundyboy Davies, Karnosh, Kaya Fried Rice 38, Omni Khan, Henry Nix, and Glenn O'Donovan. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.